Oh, I think he dropped this back in church.
I think this is for a 6-year-old.
What?
But
Really? I could have sworn he dropped it. I didn't want you to.
Hey, what are you doing with my mitten?
I'm sorry.
Did he think this was yours?
I don't know.
Is he your boyfriend?
No, we just met.
Hey, Kauai, there you are. Come on.
He's not the sharpest knife in the drawer, is he?
Well, anyway.
So, do you usually come to this church?
No, this is my first visit.
May I? Okay. Thought so. Would have remembered you.
So you did steal that glove from the little girl just to meet me?
Oh, no, I didn't steal it, you know. Thou shalt not steal. I did see her drop it, though. But I think once God gets a good look at you, he'll forgive me. So.
Oh.
Do you have one? Boyfriend?
No. Nobody serious.
Do you want to get a milkshake or something?
A milkshake? I met somebody.
Is he gay, like the last one?
Jimmy wasn't gay, he was conflicted.
He made a pass at me in the kitchen.
Me too.
You never made a pass at me. Maybe I should lose a few pounds.
So where did you meet this new one?
Church?
Church? As in, here's the church, here's the steeple. Open the doors and see all the goddamn self-righteous hypocrites.
Yep, something like that. You know that case file that I'm working on at my office, and it's that guy, the drug addict guy, who is trying to get his kids back, and then all of a sudden he has that born-again conversion thing. Well, I went to the church to see if he was there like he says he is.
Let me guess. He sings in the choir. He speaks in tongues. He belches beatitudes. And when he bends over, the sweet fragrance of holy incense issues forth.
He was there. And you know what? The pastor told me that he had found a higher truth.
Higher truth. Religious people aren't seeking higher truth. They just want the upper hand in every argument. He used to be a regular jackass. Now, he's one of God's chosen jackasses. He's always wrong, but if you argue with him, God will strike you dead in your sleep.
He's not the man you met, is he?
No, I met Todd.
Todd.
Todd. Every church has at least one Todd. He carries his own floppy leather Bible with the word Todd carefully stenciled in gold on the cover. Plays guitar around the campfire, seeking new and inspired ways to adapt the Lord's Prayer to cat scratch fever.
Well, he's very sweet.
You ever notice how they smile at you when they know you're not a Christian? It's kind of a half smile, half sneer that says, I'm only smiling at you because if I don't, I'll burn in hell, just like you.
Wait. Can I be here when he meets Dad?
Why? Why should I ever meet him?
I'd love to meet her.
Does she enjoy baking?
Megan is amazing. I saw her sit down in the pew while I was tuning my guitar.
I didn't know you could adapt cat scratch fever to the Lord's Prayer.
Does she have a church home somewhere else?
Actually, I didn't ask.
You didn't ask, Todd? Remember what your grandfather said about women.
Marry the ugliest one you can find. She'll never leave you.
Besides that.
God bless Grandpa.
Grandpa said it's easy to find a woman who's beautiful on the outside. It's hard to find a woman who's beautiful on the inside.
God forgave Grandpa for that whole hooker thing.
Dad, I just met her.
You don't know anything about her, do you, Todd?
She seems to have a good heart, okay?
She seems to have a good heart? Todd, what if she's not a Christian at all? What if inside her beats the heart of something else?
Dad, I just want to get inside her so I can find out.
So, does he know you're a non-believer?
Oh, you know what? I'll make sure to tell him that this Wednesday at Bible study.
Bible study.
Dad, you know what? I'm kidding. But you know what? We just met, and denying the existence of God really isn't one of my best flirting techniques.
Well, did he flirt back? Or has God sealed off his genitals with candle wax?
Okay. Dad, we just met, but we'll have plenty of time to talk when we go out later tonight.
That's my orange juice.
Son, I'm a counselor. I know that sometimes people put on a facade when they meet someone they're attracted to. It's kind of a disguise to get what they want.
Grandpa wore a dress to get out of the Navy.
Dad, it's a date. I've been on dates before.
That's not the dress I wore last Easter, is it?
Son, the devil hides behind the smiles of beautiful girls.
I know temptation, Dad. Believe me, I always keep my distance until I know where they stand with God. What's your position on God?
I don't believe in a higher power at all.
I find that very disturbing.
Well, you know what? I find your dependence on God to be very infantile and so ignorant. Oh.
Would you mind if I prayed for you?
Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah. Just pray for me. Just frickin' pray for me, okay? I just need somebody to pray for me right now. I would really, really love it.
We're in love, and we're gonna get married.
Well, say something.
Dear God.
Holy shit. So, this is where some of those souls get saved, huh?
You might say that. Come in.
Very nice.
Thank you. So, you're a non-believer.
Do you believe in a Muslim God?
No,
Hindu God?
of course not.
So, you're a non-believer in gods too?
There is only one God.
So, are you Catholic?
No, we belong to a Bible-believing church.
You know why the Catholics are glad Jesus was crucified, huh? Don't you?
No.
Well, if he'd been shot to death, they'd have to do this instead of this.
That's very funny. I'm sure it was a hoot in junior high.
They laughed so hard, communion wine came right out of their nose.
So what do you believe in?
I believe in me. I believe in science.
And which science would that be? The science of today? The science of 1,000 years ago? The science of 10 years from now? Do you know there was a time when science believed the sun rotated around the earth? You gonna put your faith in that?
You know, scientific books are always updating. The Bible was written in ancient times. It mentions unicorns, not dinosaurs. Science admits when it's wrong. God is never wrong, is he?
Well, now, he wouldn't be God if he was wrong, would he?
So God doesn't even have the privilege of making a mistake. He can't see Nebraska on a map and say, whoops.
My son is not marrying your daughter.
Well, maybe there is a God.
So, I'm not allowed to marry Todd.
You heard what I said.
Mm-hmm. Is this your freedom from antiquated beliefs you're always talking about? I have to have permission?
I didn't say you need my permission.
Oh, gosh. Thank you so much.
But I think you might like to have my approval. Honey, this kid is a religious fanatic. You'll be in Utah by spring, sharing bunk beds with 7 other wives, and churning butter in your spare time.
You didn't even talk to the boy.
You can't talk to these people. They think we're damned to eternal hell and deserve to be there. Kind of takes the magic out of chatting about the weather.
You know what? I don't need your permission. And I don't even need your approval. But I do think I've earned your trust. And if you don't want to do that, fine. But you know what? Todd and I, we don't even agree on religion. At all. Nothing. But I love him, and I'm going to marry him. Do you trust me or not?
I don't trust her. She's her father's daughter. And the nut doesn't fall far from the tree, if you know what I mean.
She's not a nut. She just has her doubts about God. She's a good person. I'm a good person.
Oh, you're a very good person. Oh, yes, you are. Who's up for a ho-ho?
When you have children, will they go to church?
We'll let them decide that for themselves.
Oh, yeah, great idea. How about school? You gonna let them decide on that too? How about brushing their teeth? You gonna let them opt out on that and watch their teeth fall out one at a time?
Oh, Grandpa pulled his out with the needle-nose pliers. He stopped drinking the next day. God bless Grandpa.
Dad, I want your blessing, but I won't beg for it. So, either you give it to me, or I might have to do what I think is right, on my own. So which is it? Are you gonna give me your blessing or not?
Cliff,
Barry.
this seat taken?
Well, actually, I was saving it for Satan. He's going to drop by after his meeting in Planned Parenthood.
I won't take long.
It's been a thrill so far.
Look, I don't hate you. I don't hate anyone. God is love. I'm obliged to be kind to everyone, even those I find personally disgusting.
You better stop. People will say we're in love.
But let me be very clear. I don't want your daughter in my son's life. He's a faithful young man. His heart has belonged to God since he was a little guy playing crusaders and infidels in the backyard with the neighbor boy, Mohammed.
What?
But it's been a struggle for him at times. I don't want his heart broken by the lies of people like you. The Bible tells us we should not yoke ourselves to non-believers.
Yoke. You know, I always suspected you people were asses. But it's refreshing to hear one of you acknowledge it.
Did I make myself clear?
Yeah, well, let me put something else out there. My daughter is a rational, loving young woman with hormones the size of Wyoming. And you're pure as the driven snow, Bible-believing, ass-yoked boy, has her crazy enough to believe she might reasonably have a future with somebody who has a personal relationship with an invisible man in outer space.
You're an evil, despicable blasphemer.
And you, sir, are an ignorant, deluded freak.
You are possessed by Satan.
Well, then why are you sitting in his seat?
Well, I'll have to ask God to forgive me for the way I just spoke to you.
You do that.
I'll try to find something in all of this to make me a better Christian the next time we meet.
Is there anything I can do to help?
You can go to church on Sunday and pray to save your eternal soul. But I don't think it'll work. To save your soul, first you have to have one.
Wedding's off.
What? Why?
It just won't work. Our dads will make life miserable.
You love each other, right?
Yeah, this is so wrong. Shit, man, you can't let him win this one.
What are we supposed to do, Carl? I mean, our dads are just gonna make life miserable. Do you think your dad's ever gonna change?
Or our dad? If only they knew how stupid they were being.
My dad thinks his Bible is infallible. Your dad thinks his brain is infallible. I mean, either way, they're not gonna change the way they see the world.
Well, what if they aren't as infallible as they think?
Yeah. What if monkeys could wait on tables?
Well, actually they can. It's out on YouTube.
Yeah, like in Japan or wherever?
Yeah, Japan.
Talented primates.
Yeah. I have an idea. It might not work.
Well, try anything. I want to marry this woman. I want to lead her to Christ.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, well.
Not really.
Shh! I'll slip the spirit in there.
Dude.
So, what's this idea about anyways?
I don't know why I do it. It's like I can't help myself.
Yes. Well, there are some times that we may feel powerless to stop inappropriate behaviors. But as a Christian counselor, I can tell you that God gives us free will. And that means that you have the ability, with God's help, of course, to stop what it is you're doing. So, what is it you're doing?
start fires.
Fires?
I love fire. Big fires, little fires, tiny little fires on the ends of cigarettes. I may have started a little fire while I was waiting for you. I think it's beyond willpower.
Nonsense. Can be helped.
Hey, do you think it could be him?
Him?
You know, him.
Dr. Lloyd, the urologist?
No. The devil.
Oh! Well, I suppose that's possible. I mean, the devil does love, fire, but,
Then it's not my fault, right? I mean, if the devil has possessed me, then it's not me.
Well, maybe, but...
Well, I can't begin to tell you that. That is a big relief. Now, how do we get rid of a demon? Is there like a form I need to fill out, or...?
Well, I'm a counselor. I'm not really into the whole exorcism thing, but I'm sure God will forgive you.
Forgive me?
Yes.
But it's not my fault, right? I don't need forgiveness. Hell, I don't even need a counselor, right? I'm completely guilt-free. Hey, do you think that's why I masturbated so much in high school? The devil made me do it.
That's a whole nother set of circumstances.
Look, dude, I mean, no offense, but I don't see the good of me being here. If I'm not responsible for my actions, then I've got nothing to be forgiven for. And if I don't have anything to be forgiven for, why do I even need God? I'm home free. No guilt, no shame, no problems. You see, I'd be really worried if I thought there was something wrong with me.
So your daughter's a social worker like you, huh?
Well, she was afflicted with a desire to help people, which is a disease with no cure, you know. But Marlene, what can we help you with?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody can help me. I can't keep a job. I hang out with the wrong people. I party too much. I think I'm gonna lose my kids. I'm just a weak person.
Well, you don't have to think of yourself as weak. Think of yourself as strong.
So I should lie to myself.
Well, that's not what I mean.
Nature's cruel, right? Some survive, some don't. Survival of the fittest, and that's the way that nature works.
That's the way that nature works, but it isn't quite that simple with human beings.
So maybe I'm just gonna be a weak person forever. Maybe my kids would be better off without me. Maybe everyone would be.
No, I think that's just one way of looking at this.
It's the only way to look at it, right? I mean, don't you think that nature's cruel? Just look at your haircut.
Well, yes, nature can be cruel. That's true.
What hope is there for me then? If this is who I am, if this is the way that nature made me, what's the point?
Beer, please.
This doesn't look like a church to me.
Oh, hi, Cliff.
Little nectar of the gods.
Hey, just because I go to church doesn't mean I can't enjoy a beer.
Can I get you another one?
Why not?
I'm a Christian, not the head of the temperance union.
Here's to young love. my dad taught me to drink. He was a farmer. Every Saturday night he'd close down Tommy's tap. Sunday morning, Mom would drag Dad and me to church.
Good for her.
I'd sleep through it. And if he woke up, he'd lean over and he'd say, "How much hay do you think we can get in here?" He's a good man. I miss him.
My dad was a farmer too. Had the best crop ever in 1971. Prayed all his life for a bumper crop and finally got it. Then in August, a wind and hailstorm blew through. Decimated the whole thing.
So much for prayer. What'd he do?
Oh, he swore. Then he apologized. Prayed and planted another crop that spring. Some things you just can't control.
Left it up to God. You know, churches will be extinct when people start believing in themselves.
Yeah, it's nice to have a little backup when you just can't quite believe in yourself.
You know, I've read some of your Bible. Where did Cain get his wife?
Jupiter. Jupiter was a hotbed for chicks in the ancient days.
Yeah. All right, big question.
Hey, I got a question. You two fellows watch a joint for me. I gotta go to the bathroom.
Sure. So, why do people suffer if your God is so good?
Well, I think he'd ask us the same question.
You know what the #1 selling bumper sticker in hell says?
I have a feeling you're about to tell me.
At least it's not Nebraska.
What do you have against Nebraska? Hey, I've got one for you. How many atheists does it take to change a light bulb? 2. 1 to change the light bulb, and 1 to take a picture to prove to Christians that it wasn't God.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's a big hit at the prayer breakfast.
So, where is he?
I'm here. I'm here.
No, I mean, where's God? You know why I'm a non-believer? Did you ever read Sinclair Lewis? He asked God to strike him dead to prove that he exists.
Yeah, well, that was ridiculous in the 20s, and it's still ridiculous today.
Well, yeah, but for thousands of years and maybe more, you know, people have said there's a God out there. But not once in all those years has God ever showed up. Here I am, it's me, God, the big cosmic cheese. Now, he uses people who wander around the desert to speak for him. You know what it reminds me of? People who see a UFO at 3 o'clock in the morning outside the trailer park and then claim they were transported up to the mothership, you know, to get messages to bring them back to Earth. I'm sorry. I'm smarter than that. I don't buy it. And yet, I'm the one they say is difficult and crazy because I don't believe. I don't care what you believe. Just leave me out of it.
I never said you were crazy.
You said I was going to hell.
Well, you are, but I never said you were crazy. So what is it you do, Cliff?
I'm a social worker. I'm in it for the money. You?
I'm a counselor.
Ah, you like the big bucks too.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever had one of those days where you had all the answers, but they weren't to the right questions?
Actually sounds familiar.
You know, it may sound corny, but I just want to help people. I mean, that's it. That's the truth. I just want God to know that I'm helping in some small way with his creation.
Yeah, but God didn't create this. Nature did. But I'll admit it'd be nice to know that nature was wrong once in a while. It'd be great if death wasn't the end of the road.
I know a time when nature was wrong.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. When it gave you a daughter like Megan. It had to be a mistake. I mean, look at you.
Touche. And the God knows everything bit. You think God knows your angelic boy had his hand up my daughter's skirt Saturday night? Copping a holy field? Life's good, isn't it, buddy?
Oh, God is good.
Tomato, tomato. You know, I just want to help people too. That's why religion bothers me. All the war and suffering over religion and a few these and nows. I just want people to have a good life. Like this. That's all. Life's too short.
Oh, amen, brother.
So the kids. Maybe we shouldn't stand in their way.
Maybe we shouldn't. So it'll be a church wedding.
I now pronounce you man and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Hey everyone, we have an announcement to make.
We're engaged. Isn't that great? How wonderful. Another wedding to plan.
And Dad, I'm afraid to inform you, we're not going the atheist route.
And Daddy, we won't be joining the church of Megan and Todd.
We're joining the Muslim faith.